Today's stories include a new trailer for The Last of Us Season 2, Horizon Zero Dawn's TV show is now gonna be a movie, and Helldivers 2 is gonna be a movie. We'll have all this and more because this is Kinda Funny Games Daily. What's up, and welcome back to Kinda Funny Games Daily for Tuesday, January 7th, 2025. Of course, I'm your host, Tim Geddes. I'm joined today by Blessing Adeoye Jr.
Good morning, Tim.
How you doing, Bless?
I'm doing pretty good. I'm starting the day off a little slow, a little tired.
Yeah.
I think I'm still adjusting from the break.
Yeah, I feel that.
I was going to bed pretty late during the break, and I was waking up pretty late. It was fantastic.
What were you doing? Like, what was your, nightly routine? You staying up late playing games every night? You staying up late, watching movies?
Yeah, pretty much playing games.
Okay.
It was playing games. I would hang out with friends periodically, and I think, it would just be the fact that I would get home late, which means that I'm going to sleep in late, which means that I'm just getting my day started late. Yeah, and so everything just gets pushed forward, and now I'm in the process of, trying to push everything back and trying to actually wake up at 7 a.m. like I like to do, and it's becoming more and more challenging.
There's a grogginess that I'm feeling that I haven't had for the last couple, that I've been good. I've been fresh. I feel like because I've been working on my big editing project for the wedding, that means that there's been many nights over the last week and a half that I've been staying up. That and also all the Kinda Funny Day stuff.
Yes.
I was up until 3, 4 a.m. most nights. And then I would wake up later than I've been waking up. Because, these days, I'm waking up 6:37, something like that. But I was waking up, if I could, 10:30. Fuck it.
Oh, man.
I'm getting out of bed, baby. I'm going to lay in that thing as long as I can.
Hell yeah. Yeah, no, I think it was also definitely a kind of funny day, right? Not going not going home until 1 a.m., 2 a.m.
Yeah.
And then yesterday we watched Raw and we stayed here and Raw ended at 8 or something. And I went home and I still wanted to do things, right? I wanted to clean my apartment. Because I had been meaning to clean my apartment. Yeah. Because I had somebody else gonna crash at my place. So I was like, I should make my place clean. And they told me this morning they're not actually crashing my place.
Well,
so
you have a clean place?
Well, I still got a clean place.
That's always nice.
Yeah, which is what matters. But it was cleaning and then being I got games I want to play.
Oh yeah.
Right? And not even new games. I just have games that are old reliables that I want to go back to, right? I've been feeding for Hitman. I want to get back to playing more Hitman.
Okay.
Oh yeah. Dude, the more I play Hitman, the more I'm that's a top 10 game for me. Hitman is so fucking good. But yeah, that's one of them. I'm back on the Tekken grind. And then also Magic the Gathering still has my heart. And so last night I looked at those 3 games and I was like, I'm playing some Magic. And so I just streamed an hour of Magic, and let me tell you, that game still hits.
Hell yeah.
I don't know if I'm ever gonna escape the grasp that Magic has on me currently.
Pokemon trading card game Pocket.
Yeah.
You still in?
Yes. I mean, this morning I had a Pokemon TCG Pocket on auto battle for 2 hours straight, just grinding for those cards because there's a Blastoise event happening.
I hate that shit. I hate that auto battle is a thing. Either do or don't. You know what I mean?
I feel you.
If you're gonna let me auto battle against a computer to get these stupid ass fucking cards and make it this tedious, just let the auto battle just let me know the results.
Dude, honestly,
you know what I mean?
Yeah,
or
fast forward.
Fast forward. Give me something.
That's a really
what
good
are we gaining here? You know,
that's a really good point.
Give me the option to slow it down and see what they're doing, I guess.
Because the sucky thing is I can't even turn my screen off.
I know.
Right? And so it's
I
can't even change to any other thing to do, right? It's I have to have my screen on Pokemon and it has to be auto battling. So I just don't have access to my phone for maybe hours at a time because I'm running that shit back over and over again while I'm cooking breakfast.
My biggest problem with the game is how long some of this stuff takes and how many promo cards they put out that are behind this thing of just luck of, hey, you gotta do this dumb computer battle 50 freaking times, hopefully getting the card, and every day you can only do 5 of the battles, and it's just it's so tedious. And once I miss one of them or 2 of them, I'm well, I'm never gonna have the full collection, so
yeah,
it means less to me, but
So
I gotta catch them all, Wes.
I understand.
Didn't it recently come out that Niantic was actually using people's data of where they move to
map the world?
Yeah, build something. What do you think they're doing with this?
This is because I do believe that is a Niantic thing, right? Because this game isn't being made by Niantic. But
Kev's asking what's up with this. What are they
actually doing?
What are they getting from us here? There has to be something.
Fun. This is the fun. They're getting our addiction, is what they're getting.
Yes, that's what you're getting.
Yeah.
They're using your phone to crypto, maybe? I don't know.
They're doing something. Kevin's right. They're doing something. We'll get to the bottom of this. There's a blessing show brewing.
My conspiracy isn't with Pokemon. My conspiracy, well, I have different conspiracies with Pokemon. My conspiracy is with Niantic. I mean, obviously it's confirmed that they're up to something.
It's not a conspiracy.
It's not even a conspiracy anymore.
When they're just like, hey,
but I've been
this is
saying
what we're doing.
I've been saying it for years. They have so much access
They have it
to
all.
everything. Wherever we go,
And
they
I've
have
given it
access.
to them.
We have our apps open while we walk and roam the earth for them. We're taking pictures. We're putting our phones at
Scanning.
things for
It's
them.
not just taking pictures. We are scanning
We're
things.
mapping the entire earth for them.
Yeah.
And everybody's like, oh, but I caught a Charizard. It's like, motherfucker, you're giving this corporation access to the world.
It was a 4-star Charizard, though.
This is like
I can't
Spider-Man
complain.
2, Harry Osborn shit of like he wanted to heal the world, but then he got the venom in him.
Yeah.
I won't go into any spoilers, but that doesn't go well.
It doesn't go well.
Technology is going too far, is what
Yeah,
I'm
man.
saying.
Science go far here, everybody. Remember, this is Kind of Funny Games Daily. Each and every weekday, we run you through all the video game news that you need to know about live on YouTube, Twitch, and podcast services around the globe. If you love what we do, support us with the Kind of Funny membership on Patreon, YouTube, and now Spotify and Apple Podcasts to get all of our shows ad-free. Watch us record them live and get a daily exclusive show. Another reminder for you, we're now video on Spotify, even for non-paid users. So if you are a Spotify user, you can watch the shows, which is really, really cool because you get to see this whole studio. You get to see the jib. You get to see the smoke machines when they go off. It's a great time. You get to see the B-roll. That's probably the most important part, but great stuff all around. And that beautiful face. Look
This
at that.
face.
Look at it. You get to, there we
face.
go. All of that together. Wow.
Listen,
Look at the jib and the wall and the face.
Somebody
and the
said,
smoke.
wait until Bless hears about Google Maps. Here's the thing. They get me to where I need to go.
Yeah.
You know, they get me from point A to point B.
Yeah.
You know,
yeah.
if I didn't have Google Maps, I'd be lost all the time.
I wish they would just integrate my Pokemon Go experience into my map experience. You know what I mean?
You're going to get that eventually.
I don't know that we will. I feel
Niantic
like
eventually, they're just going to, because they have all the stuff needed. They're just going to release their own maps.
Yeah.
You're going to get
Google-
Niantic maps.
Google has
I would use it.
Google Maps has a setting that if like whether or not you want it on, that's up to you. But like essentially, it draws like a map of like, hey, this is where you went today, like with lines and stuff.
And let me tell you,
Oh, God.
this is so bad based on
no.
how conspiracy theory brained I am.
Mhm.
But like, I have that shit. Had that shit turned on since like 2015, and every now and then I just look back. Every now and then, like at the end of the year, I'll just look back at like where was I on March 30th in the year of 2019. It'll tell me exactly where I was, and I'm like,
love it. I
that's-
love it.
I love it so much, but it's so freaky, and like I shouldn't be doing that. It's too much access.
What
Yeah.
do you mean? But like you're the one that has the access to your own information.
Yeah, but also so does John Google.
Ah,
You know? And
Yeah,
John-
but do no harm.
Do no harm.
like right now, with the world we live in right now, there is an AI that can map out exactly where I'm going to be for the rest of the year. Like 1,000%, they can like predict before I know where I'm going to be.
We're
Well,
not far
yeah,
from an AI just being able to sit here. And
What-
I'll be talking to him. I wouldn't know the difference.
You would not know the
That's
difference.
scary.
Yeah.
Very scary.
We're cool.
Kind of cool in some ways, but more scary. More scary. But kind of cool.
Kind of cool.
We're an 11-person business all about live talk shows. Today, after Games Daily, you'll get GAMESCAST, which is it's going to be a very fun one, everybody. This is an episode that has evolved a little bit, but what it is now, and you'll have to watch it to see the shenanigans that ensue, Roger Picorni has predicted one prediction for every month of 2025, and he's going to let us know what they are, and we are going to judge him.
He's going to tell me exactly where I'm going to be at every month.
He's the one. He's
the guy.
He's been talking to John Google.
He's been
He has
talking to
the
John
info from
Google.
you. But yeah, so he has a bunch of video game predictions for every month of 2025. We are going to judge him and decide whether we think that he is on or off. The stream after that will be an exclusive Freedom Wars Remastered. Greg and Mike jumping back into the war. You
Wow.
can check that out exclusively here on twitch.tv/kindoffunnygames and youtube.com/kindoffunnygames. If you're a Kind of Funny member, you can get today's Gregway about if game sponsorships are leading to layoffs. And then thank you to our Patreon producers, Delaney Twining and Carl Jacobs. Today we're brought to you by Rocket Money, but we'll tell you about that later. For now, let's begin with what is and forever will be the Roper Report. Time for some news. We have 8 stories today.
A baker's dozen!
We're starting with a big one. Yesterday, today, tomorrow, the next couple days, CES is happening.
Yep.
But last night, Sony had one of their presentations. They talked about a whole bunch of shit that we're going to get to in today's show. We're also going to do a GamesCast episode tomorrow talking about a bunch of gaming stuff going down at CES. I think that's going to be me and Andy. Going to be a good time. But Sony yesterday showed the first trailer, or the first substantial trailer.
Actual trailer. 'Cause
Yeah.
we had a teaser before.
I guess so. Yeah.
I believe
You
so.
know what? We've seen quite a bit, actually.
Yeah.
It wasn't a full ass trailer, but like we got like a 30-second like.
I think technically they called it a teaser.
Okay. Well, are they calling this a trailer?
Yes.
Okay, no, they're not.
Well, I guess it's just called Last of Us Season 2.
It's just a thing. Well, whatever.
I'm calling it a trailer.
There's footage of Last of Us 2. We have not seen this. We waited to watch with you. It's 1 minute and 8 seconds. So okay. I'll call it a teaser.
We'll call it a teaser trailer.
Well, let's get teased.
It feels like a trailer.
Let's get in.
Are we worried about copyright stuff?
Greg Miller's coming in. Greg Miller's coming in.
Yeah.
You want to react with this, Greg? Yes, he does. Yes, he does.
What mic does he have?
He's on 10.
Mic 10, everybody.
Mic 10.
And here we are.
KF10.
Go ahead, Greg. Let me hear you talk.
Hi, Kevin. It's Greg.
God damn it! Give me 1 second.
I'm sorry, Kevin.
I know.
I love my Kevin.
Had to say, maybe it's a
my
preview.
only
Teaser
Kevin.
V2.
He makes me-
Look
Fix
how
my hair.
silly you look there.
What's going on this side there?
There we go.
Wait.
We'll do this one for now. There we go. All right.
Pet me
everyone
like a
good?
kitty cat. I'm one of your palms.
Say meow.
Meow.
Let's go.
Call me Mr. LaCroix.
Tim, relax. All right. Let the art play out.
Thank you, Kevin. I stepped all over this cat impression of yours.
Oh my god, that fucking sound.
It doesn't matter if you have a code like
Doesn't
me.
matter what your name is.
Oh shit.
There are just some things everyone agrees are just wrong.
Oh,
Hell yeah.
April, baby. Okay, this was a teaser.
yeah.
I'm teased, though, and I like
No,
I
I'm,
am
I'm,
teased.
I'm very teased.
I'm very teased.
Man, we're about to get a hopefully potential fingers crossed banger couple months. March, Daredevil Born Again. April and/or season 2, and then this as well. That's crazy.
Don't forget a Bluey movie in 2027.
That's true.
There's that. That's
That's
look
not even,
forward to too.
that's 2 years ago.
It's always weird watching this. Obviously, I'm
Takes that long
super
to
in.
make
I
Bluey.
expect this is going to be great. But like this type of teaser trailer is one of my least favorite, where it's like, hey, here's just a bunch of stuff.
Yeah.
IGN did a really cool thing, Kev, if you have the ability to go to their Twitter, and I know they tweet too much, but they did a thing where they took a bunch of video game screenshots and compared them to this, and how
Very cool.
It's very well done.
Yeah. So I feel like here's what we're gonna do here, Kev. Before you even bring that up, do you have the spoilers, bro? Image that we can use?
You want it on this screen, right?
Yes.
All right. Give me 1 second. Let me look for it. See if we have it. If not,
So we'll talk about this non-spoiler for a little bit, and then we'll get into spoilers because I feel like this is very difficult to talk. It's difficult to talk about this game without.
I didn't even know Last of Us 2 spoilers are still a thing. I was gonna go,
Yeah, I
go
know.
crazy.
Just-
Hey, there's somebody here who's just watching for the first time. They're
Exactly.
like, I love Last of Us Season 2. They put out a trailer, that's great. They come in like, oh my God, that short guy in the middle's so funny. I hope they don't spoil Season 2 of this show. I can't
didn't
wait
play
to
the
see
game.
Joel left and right in this
that
thing.
short guy in the middle is so funny. He
It's the
says.
funniest little guy
Okay, cool.
ever.
So yeah, we're going spoilers here, everybody.
Now?
Yes, let's go spoilers now.
Now?
Unless, do you guys have anything to say spoiler free?
Yeah, spoiler free real quick. Dance with me like I'm Gio.
That's about the difference.
Yeah, it's like the exact height difference.
I don't know what Nick's always complaining. It's nice down here.
Oh my god. Okay, we're going into spoilers here, everybody. Greg, what'd you think?
I mean, it looks fantastic, doesn't it? I mean, how much? I think it's one of those things I don't think about how much I miss this show. You know what I mean? Last of Us, such a known quantity, such a known product. We've played it, we've loved it, we watched the show, yada yada yada. To see this, like, oh man, I could really go for this. I really miss, and I know it's different for y'all, but I really miss that Destination HBO show Sunday nights. Let's go. I know I just had Penguin. I'm not complaining.
You know what leads into this?
What?
White Lotus.
No shit, really.
The months leading in, it's gonna be White
With
Lotus.
Walton Goggins.
Mhm.
We gonna sing, we gonna dance.
It's gonna be a good time.
Can't wait.
Yeah.
That looks fantastic. Blessing.
Yeah, I mean, same. I think it looks fantastic. I don't need the 2 mics. I think it looks fantastic. It sucks that I don't have much to say because, yeah, I guess because we were going into this blind and we didn't want to ruined the live reaction by watching before. I genuinely thought we were getting into a trailer, and that's not on me. That's not on like the teaser or whatever. But it's cool to see like, okay, yeah, it's going to be more of the game, right? I think that's the thing that we could say about Last of Us Season 1 compared to Last of Us 1 is the fact that, hey, that show is that game with some like really cool additions here and there, like what was it, Billstown episode?
Yeah,
Billstown episode was like incredible, and I love how they portrayed that character and really uplifted what that was going to be. I'm excited to see what that version is of this season of Last of Us 2. But from what we're seeing, every scene, I'm like, all right, cool. Like I know what this is leading up to. I know what Abby's about to walk into, right? Like honestly, like I think the thing I will say to this teaser is that it is reminding me of parts of the game where I'm like, oh shit, like I forgot that happened. Like that's gonna be crazy to see like how they go about that. And so yeah, I think this is cool.
What is I don't remember off the top of my head when they got Ellie strapped down and she's screaming there. What's that? Looks like she's on a hospital gurney, but I don't remember that scene.
I mean, I imagine that's a flashback to.
Her being abducted when Joel's knocked out. That's brilliant.
Yeah.
That's nice. I like that a lot. I like that a lot.
What's really cool to me about this is, like Bless was saying, you can look at it and you can really pinpoint all the different scenes.
She's about to fight her dead dad.
I loved Last of Us 1, the show, and I know some people a little bit more. Oh, it's exactly the same. I loved it. And I thought
the spoilers, bro. Tag. Thank you.
I thought they did a great job with it. Like I thought it was absolutely fucking phenomenal. But what I'm excited about is Last of Us 2. I'm a lot less familiar with. I played it through it once. Okay. So whereas Last of Us 1, I feel like we've played through multiple times, and then we saw the show. So I feel like the whole story and like the bits and even a lot with the Sarah fights and stuff, like I'm a little hazier on. So I'm excited to kind of be reminded and see what changes they make. But looking at this teaser, very much a teaser, it does immediately, especially with where they start here, make me think, what is this season going to be? Because we know that they're going to break down break the game into multiple seasons here. And I wonder, with the whole point and crux of the game being that turning point of the reveal of, hey, this person you've been going after the entire time, that we should actually have some empathy for her and give her perspective. I feel like that doesn't necessarily work in TV show form, especially for general audiences that are watching this on HBO when you're not going to be able to just continue it right away, like having that season break that I imagine at best is next year, but I think that is incredibly lofty. Like I wonder,
probably 2027.
I wonder what sequence they're going to tell the story in, because like there's the big thing that happens at the beginning of the game, and then there is kind of the reset point, and everything's kind of told out of sequence. And I feel like there's a potential that this doesn't do that this is a bit more sequential with flashbacks.
I think there's strong potential. Like we've talked about this, right? I've been of the opinion that I think the game being structured the way it is with that mid-game switch to Abby, I think is more meaningful of a thing as a game, because you, as a player, you are like starting from zero essentially, right? And you are being put in the shoes of a different character, like literally having to control this different character and like, have to build this relationship with this different character. I think that hits different in a video game than it does in a TV show. That said, I think the more I've sat with it over time, and I think honestly, the thing that might have changed me a little bit on this is Wicked, where I watched the Wicked movie, and that is such a 1-for-1 adaptation. And I think back to Last of Us 1, season 1, and that is such a 1-for-1 adaptation to where I'm watching this and I'm like, yeah, maybe they don't need to get cute. Like maybe they don't need to switch it up. Maybe it is exactly what we expected it to be, where you finish the season and it is like basically where that chapter of Last of Us 2 ends, where you get that switch to Abby.
Yeah. And that is a strong maybe, and I'm with you. The only thing that I worry about is the timing of it, where it's like, and with Wicked, we know it's coming next year. Like
that's true.
We have a date. It is like literally a year apart.
The biggest risk, I think, is having the audience sit with that hate for Abby for a year.
Yes.
Yep, I think or for 2 years. I think that's the most dangerous thing.
They got to make her sympathetic early on in this, right? We have to have that early on. You have to feel for her in some regard. Otherwise, it's going to be a really, really long wait.
Caitlin Diva, though.
Yeah,
liking the vibes. Like seeing these actors as Ellie and Abby, I'm like, yeah, I want to see the scenes from the game with them. Like that's going to be brutal as hell.
Kev, can we go through the IGN thing you pulled up there? Thank you so much.
I was gonna say, you guys don't think that it should be the first episode is like a deep dive into the city, that they're from, like Abby's.
Oh, like in Seattle.
Yeah, and it's like look how everything is so perfect, and they've got things going so well, and then it's just like it ends with the chaos of the season 1 finale.
Maybe. That could be, maybe you get her and her dad getting the zebra out of the fucking barbed wire.
I love a good barbed wire zebra.
I mean, yeah, because I feel like, the first couple interesting
Take me to
things.
the zoo this weekend.
what sound does a zebra and barbed wire make, Greg?
The changes from the game to the show, like the spores, right? That's a big thing. So I feel like they're going to need to figure out how to adapt some of the core scenes in 2 that deal with that, whether it's her and Dina having their moment, or later in the game with I forget the character's name, but the one that
Mel, the pregnant one.
is it Mel?
The pregnant
No,
one?
no. The one where she like chases her down when she like brutally kills her or whatever.
Oh, in the red area or whatever.
Where she
You're not
realizes
wearing a mask.
it's you, you're the one, whatever. Like they'll come up with a way, or they just reintroduce spores, right? Like
Nora.
because Seattle was the starting point, right, of it all, of the whole thing.
I don't remember that as part
Wasn't
of the canon.
the whole deal? That's why the Rat King was there.
I thought that they were all just piled in there so long and close
Yeah, I think
together
they
they
just
grew
piled
into
in
each other.
Again,
I don't think we
remember
know the
Last
start
of Us 2
point.
that well. I'm
But-
pretty sure that was it.
Balm.
There was some word they used
Balm.
for it.
Well, you
Let me
call
know
I
if
mean
I'm
Ground Zero,
crazy.
right? Epicenter.
Oh, it was Ground Zero just for Seattle. Okay.
Okay.
Well,
Bomb. Remember when
Yeah.
she says that? Bomb. What a great opening.
bum.
Bomb. Bomb the city. Remember when? Yeah.
Oh,
you do.
yes, in the
in
show.
the game. Or I'm sorry, the show episode 2 or whatever.
Yeah.
Oh,
Where they're like,
You're
Yeah.
a mushroom biologist or whatever. How do we stop this shit? She's like, bomb the
Bomb
place. It's all fucking over.
God, that was crazy.
yeah, what a
awesome.
cold open. Even that
I want to go
episode
be with
one.
my family.
What
What do you think she did when she got to her family? Give me a series of that. Give me an episode of that. You go home, you just make a little bleach cocktail, you pass it out
Yeah,
to
no, I was
everybody.
gonna say the same thing. I was saying murder suicide.
Yeah.
Murder suicide.
Yeah.
Holy shit. Okay, Kev. Yeah, let's look through this real quick.
Classic murder suicide.
That's what you gotta do. The fucking mushrooms are taking over. You gotta take everybody out.
Yeah, the sound effect. Great use of that.
Yep.
So important. They went opposite, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, they need to be different, you know? Ellie's hospital corner.
Oh yeah. So Nora was the character, right?
Nora.
Like the-
Nora. Yeah.
So yeah, you think that's what this is?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah.
Meant to look like
Same
that.
lighting.
The sickle sneak peek. That's a good IGN. Kevin upgraded.
What's up with the sickle?
What's that, Greg?
Who's that guy? Remember how we had we saw the Seraphite sickle in the trailer, just like being dragged there for a second, and then I remember these bad guys had it.
We've not. Maybe I missed it, but like, have we seen Seraphites in these teasers yet?
No, I don't think so.
Yeah, maybe that's like a we save that for season 3 type thing.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
'cause
you-
Yara
I
and
think-
Lev. I doubt we get him.
They show Isaac, right? Like I feel like he's going to be a bigger part of season 3 than he would be in season 2.
Oh yeah, I mean you got Jeffrey Wright. Use him.
Yeah.
Well, I think he might even be a big part of season 2, right? Like, I'm sorry, a bigger part than he was in the game.
Yes.
Yes.
Well, I mean, the game he was so underutilized.
Yeah. God, it's gonna be cool having him.
The Last Dance.
Do you
Dina?
think we get the scene where they're like clipper wings? Remember that?
Oh,
Maybe
yeah.
that's the season finale. That's where we
Yeah,
get cut off.
yeah, that'd
Clipper
be good.
wings and then boom to
Oof.
be continued.
I like that. I like that a lot.
Yara won't return. Actually, she did return.
Hey, go on. What's this about? We can win a prize, Kevin.
Play
I can play
Googimon.
Googimon in Fortnite.
400,000 V-Bucks?
What
No
the
way.
fuck is happening in our
That's
world?
a lot of V-Bucks.
All right, that's cool.
Demon Hacker says the Nora scene's like way after the big scene, so it's weird. Yeah, I'm so fascinated
Nora.
with how they're gonna play this all out.
I
And
I mean,
it's
we
a
could if
shorter
you go,
season too.
Kev,
if I
if you show
remember
back up
correctly.
there the
Nora
thing
was
with
in the
Nora,
first
the
half,
all in
though, right?
red, like it's definitely possible that we're just. I mean, that looks like the same, but it might not be the same.
Yeah,
I mean, it looks very much like the same, but you know, maybe it's not. No, it's the same.
yeah, that's probably
I
definitely. It.
forgot. Well, actually, never mind. I was gonna ask because like Ellie in the video game scene, she beats Nora to death like not with a gun, right? Doesn't she just like fucking just beat the
Beat
fuck
the
out of her?
Yeah,
But I guess you can still do that if you have a gun. Like maybe yeah.
I know we have spoiler bros up, but
CJ's. Sorry. What's up, Kev?
Lead pipe. There we go.
I said I know we have spoiler bros up, but like let's slow down with the season 2 spoilers.
Should have played the game, Kev.
CJ splits on super chats in and saying the lead character from The Last of Us will kill the lead from Intergalactic. Nora is the lead from.
Oh
Intergalactic.
yeah, you're right.
She also is one of the main characters in The Chilling Tales of Sabrina, which Gia's
Yes.
been watching, and I saw her. I'm like, hey, she's in the new Naughty Dog game.
She's in a lot. I don't know what I know her from. I know her from something, but I can't recall. I can't wait for the show to convince me that Ellie on the left is gonna get as angry as Ellie on the right. Because I look at Ellie on the left and I'm like, she can do no wrong.
Damn. Actually, that is a good point.
I
We
look, at
haven't
Ellie,
seen her.
I look at Ellie on the left and I'm like, that's an upstanding individual. That's an upstanding like citizen of the post-apocalyptic United States. She would never do any wrong.
DJ Kendo super chat saying, are you more excited for Pedro Pascal to return as Joel or to see him as Reed Richards in Fantastic Four First Steps? I mean, I'm going Fantastic Four. I'm so hyped on that movie. My other thing too is like, I wonder how much Joel we're getting in this, which is, I mean, just like for players of the game, kind of wild, you know?
100%.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's when do y'all think it's episode 1?
No.
We have 7 episodes.
It might be.
Maybe.
I mean, without TV Works, it might be episode 7. It like legitimately
point,
might be
too.
episode
Yeah.
7.
Yeah,
I'm
right.
going episode 3. My
I'll
prediction.
say captured at 2, first golf swing at the end of 2.
I'm
We
with that.
Open with season 3 or episode
They're gonna
3.
play golf.
They are,
Mhm.
Kevin. Mario Golf.
Mm-hmm.
Ah,
Calvin Perez says, I think the penultimate episode or final ep of this season is a fully Abby flashback ep. It pulls the rug out just before you get the next season. It sets the viewer on the path of compassion. I like that.
I like that too.
Yeah.
Yeah, let us know what she's up, like why she's doing what she.
There'll
what
be
she
many
doing.
think pieces. But that's good.
Yeah.
That's the point.
I can't wait. April.
Yeah.
April.
April baby. Let's go.
My
There we go.
birthday, too.
Thank you for joining
Happy
us.
birthday.
Start thinking about it. You know what I
I'm
mean?
always
What do you
thinking
wanna
about
do? Where we're gonna
Whoa.
go?
Just us two.
Thank you, Greg. Story number 2. Horizon Zero Dawn film has been
I'm
confirmed.
a good Catholic boy, but I haven't been on my knees in that long in a long time. You know what I'm saying, Tim?
Jesus.
I was an altar boy, Tim. You know what that means?
Wesley
Ringing
and
the
Paul.
bells. Ring a ding ding, Tim. Ring a ding ding.
so glad I muted his mic when he got out.
Ring the bells. Sony has announced a new movie adaptation of Horizon Zero Dawn. The collaboration between PlayStation Studios and Columbia Pictures was announced during Sony's CES 2025 press conference. Columbia Pictures produced the successful 2022 Uncharted movie. Speaking on stage at CES, the head of PlayStation Productions said that Columbia Pictures and PlayStation Productions are at the early stages of developing a film adaptation of the award-winning Horizon Zero Dawn. Just imagine Aloy's beloved origin story set in a vibrant, far future world filled with the giant machines brought to you for the first time on the big screen. This makes a lot more sense than a TV show.
I agree. I hope, because the rumor/reports of the TV show was that it was going to be more of a prequel kind of thing, like maybe leading into like how we got into the world of Horizon Zero Dawn.
Oh, is that true?
Yeah,
That sounds kind of
That's what we talked about a lot. Kindoffunny.com/you're-wrong if I just pulled that out of my ass, because I remember talking about that a lot, and I think that was definitely a strongly rumored thing. I hope that if they're doing a movie, just adapt the game. Just have it be about Aloy. Just have it be like the story we know, because I think the story we know is compelling. I think it's actually a really good sci-fi post-apocalyptic story, and I think that could read really well on the big screen. Like,
too.
I think that also like might be able to give it like the production and length you need to tell a story like that. I'm all for this. I'm with you. I think this is a way better idea than a TV show.
Yeah, I think it'll work. Obviously, you can't adapt every single story beat, but I think that you can montage a couple things and get through where you need to get for the main beats. Like, Horizon does have such an interesting world, and it's so visually pretty and cool. And like, I mean, call it whatever you want. There's nothing fucking cooler than robot dinosaurs.
1000%. And a main character whose main weapon is bow and arrows. Like,
Yeah.
in like techie bow and arrows.
Yep.
That you can switch out with different elements, and like she's basically, I mean, in a movie, she can be basically Hawkeye,
Yep.
right? Like fucking
But way
bomb
cooler.
arrow.
Like, I think that there's a lot that can hit there. So yeah, this I think is good news overall for it, because I was pretty worried about the TV show for
Yeah.
Horizon. Whereas like Last of Us on HBO, with the cast that it has, with the creators behind it and all that, I'm like, all right, cool. I have full faith in this. Horizon on Amazon, it's like, I don't know, things started falling. Was it Netflix? Either way, started falling apart.
Yeah,
for me.
I
Because
think
God
it
of War
was
was Amazon, so
Yeah.
we'll see when that gets turned into a movie, because I think it will.
I hope that gets turned into a movie.
Yeah, because that makes so much sense as well. God of War as a movie like trilogy.
Oh,
Come on, dude.
Come on.
Yeah, just
Yes,
be good.
please.
Be good. Speaking of being good, I've been good. I've been so good.
I've also been good.
So if you want to support both of us, good boys, you can get the Kind of Funny membership on YouTube, Patreon,
Greg's been a bad boy.
Spotify, or don't worry about Greg, or Apple Podcasts, and you get the show ad free. But for everyone else, here's a word from our sponsors. This episode is brought to you by Rocket Money. You sign up for something, forget about it after the trial period ends, and then you're charged month after month after month. The subscriptions are there, but you're not using them. In fact, 85% of people have at least one paid subscription going unused each month. Thanks to Rocket Money, you can see all of your subscriptions in one place and cancel the ones you're not using anymore and save more money. Rocket Money has helped multiple members of Kinda Funny learn they were still paying for things that they totally didn't even realize. Rocket Money is a personal finance app that helps find and cancel your unwanted subscriptions. It monitors your spending and helps lower your bills so you can grow your savings. Rocket Money has over 5 million users and has saved a total of 500 million in canceled subscriptions, saving members up to $740 a year when using all of the app's premium features. Cancel your unwanted subscriptions and reach your financial goals faster with Rocket Money. Go to rocketmoney.com/kindafunny today. That's rocketmoney.com/kindafunny. rocketmoney.com/kindafunny. And we're back.
Be back.
Got a couple super chats here. Samson L just says, for the two good boys and two good boys only.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I love being called a good boy.
I think
Actually, I take that
Greg
back.
was one of those good boys.
That came out not how I meant.
Yeah, bless, you're a bad boy.
Oh my God, everybody. Jay Miranda says, who's your fan casting for Kratos?
We've talked about this before.
Michael Cera.
Oh, well, yeah, of course. I mean,
Yeah.
but like, if I can't have my dream pick,
Yeah.
I gotta go Roman Reigns.
Hoo-wah. Let's go.
Yeah,
dude.
Roman Reigns. Or honestly, after watching Raw last night, Triple H would be so good for it.
Holy shit.
Triple H would be such a
Whoa,
perfect
Triple
Kratos.
H, dude.
Yeah,
That's awesome.
he definitely doesn't have the time, obviously, but like, I think he would be pitch perfect.
Yeah. Yeah. That's awesome. Story number 3.
Oh, you don't have any? I'm surprised you didn't say. I don't know who I thought. I thought you were gonna say like Batista or somebody.
No, I mean, I love that you're just in the,
I know
the
I'm going
WWE
all
world.
wrestlers.
Yeah, I mean, well, because it makes sense because they're larger than life, and
Yeah.
Kratos says, no, I mean, I feel like
Or Christopher Judge.
that's my problem. Christopher Judge, the voice is just so, like, that's what I want from Kratos, period. So it's like, yeah, just give it to him. Yeah.
Fair enough.
Also, he's dope as hell. Story number 3, Sony announces Helldivers 2 film in production. This comes from Wesley Yin-Poole at IGN. Sony's smash hit PlayStation Studios video game Helldivers 2 is being adapted into a film. The Helldivers 2 movie is a collaboration between Sony Productions and Sony Pictures. No other details were offered. Speaking on stage at CES, the head of PlayStation Productions said, looking ahead as to what might come next, I'm excited to announce we're working with Sony Pictures on developing a film adaptation of our amazingly popular PlayStation game Helldivers 2. What a world, bless.
We've been talking, and I've been complaining a lot about how like as the last couple of years have gone on, we've been getting more and more video game adaptations announced, and it feels like we're just doing too much. This is one of the ones that feels right, though.
It does.
This is one of the ones where I'm like, I see the vision here.
I
Because
see
you're
the
just going to
vision.
make Starship Troopers.
And I think they're going to do it well. And what's just wild about this is it was a year ago that this game came out.
Yep.
And wowed
Not
the
even.
world.
Like
yeah,
February.
not even. And here we are getting a movie announced, and it's like an exciting thing. Like I feel like they're gonna pull this off. It does remind me though. Well, let's get to story number. Do you have anything more to say about this?
Well, I have two things. One of the things I did, I broke out of the story just for time, but like still blew me away when I read it, even though we know this information, but just being reminded. Helldivers 2 is the fastest selling PlayStation Studios game of all time. Fastest selling. 12 billion copies in just 12 weeks.
Yeah.
That's crazy. That's nuts. You forget about that, but like, yeah, like that's fucking awesome. And then the other thing is, how do we get Gary Whitta on the writing team?
Oh my God,
Because like
bless.
this seems like his dream project.
Dude, that is. I'm gonna call Gary Whitta. I'm gonna call him now, and I just want to see what he has to say.
Let's do it.
I don't want to put pressure on him anyway because work stuff gets in the way. Also, Demon Hacker in the chat was saying like, why is Tim acting like there wasn't a Helldivers 1? Y'all acted like there wasn't a Helldivers 1.
Yeah,
Greg Miller was out here
really-
playing
you guys-
Helldivers 1.
We really liked it.
Yeah,
Damn, Tim got your
Can you
asses.
ask him if he wants to go to Wong's later?
sure. I'm calling him now.
I like waiting for him to answer.
I do like waiting for him to answer too.
Is it ringing? I can't hear
It is ringing.
Oh, there it goes.
Hello?
Gary Whitta, you're live on Kind of Funny Games Daily. How are you?
Hey, hold on a second. For some reason, I can't hear you. Hold on.
Probably on Bluetooth. He's playing PlayStation. He's playing Helldivers. Had them Pulse Explorers on.
I wish they allowed Bluetooth connection on the portal. You know,
Call me back.
he's so cool.
I love Gary so fucking much.
Hello.
Hey, Gary, you're live on Kind of Funny Games Daily. How are you?
I'm good. What's going on?
I don't know if you saw the news, but Sony has announced a Helldivers 2 movie is in production.
I did see that, yes.
What are your thoughts on this?
I'm not really in a position to talk about it.
Love that. I love that.
Love to hear that.
I appreciate that. Me and Bless, we're rooting for you in any way possible. I want to just see your thoughts on it as an idea, but hey, you know what? Say no more, fam.
Talk to you later.
Bye.
No,
Gary.
Wogs!
Oh, wait.
God.
I'll call him back, Kevin. I'll call him
You
back.
don't have to. It's fine.
I'm calling him back.
All right.
He's like,
Sorry, Kevin wants to know if you want to get Wong's for lunch.
I can't today. I have a dental appointment.
Okay, thank
Good
you.
enough, good enough.
Soon.
bye, Gary.
Bye, Gary.
What a nice man.
I fucking love him. If this happens, can you
Dude,
imagine?
That would be so cool. Like, legitimately, like, that's one of those ones where I'm like, man, I'm just watching a man live his dream. And it warms my heart. I hope he gets it.
Oh, man, I hope this all works out. Story number 4, Ghost of Tsushima anime coming exclusively to Crunchyroll in 2027. This once again comes from Wesley and Yin-Poole at IGN. A Ghost of Tsushima anime is in the works and set to launch exclusively on the Sony-owned Crunchyroll in 2027. We've been talking a lot about this with all of the, I forget the name of it, Kuriyama?
Oh,
Right?
you're talking about the From Software parent company?
Yeah.
I don't know why. I think you not getting it just erased it from my brain.
My bad. Well, anyway.
Katakawa.
Thank you very much. How there's this big like anime push of like who's gonna own all of the anime, and Sony's really making some moves here.
Yep.
But anyway, they own Crunchyroll. The new series, the first anime adaptation of a PlayStation Studios game, is not only based generally on Sucker Punch's Ghost of Tsushima, but specifically Blessing's fan favorite, Legends co-op multiplayer portion. It's produced in collaboration with Aniplex, the studio behind the likes of Demon Slayer, Kimetsu no Yaiba, Solo Leveling, and Sword Art Online, and is directed by Takanobu Mizuno with Jan Urobuchi Nitro Plus on story composition and animation by Kamikaze Duga. Sony Music will serve as the strategic music and soundtrack partner for the series. The Ghost of Tsushima anime will offer fans an exciting new way to experience the game in an anime style that will be bold and groundbreaking, said the president of Crunchyroll. Bless, you love Legends.
I do love Legends. I'm fascinated by this. I'm in the place where I mean, I don't hate it. I also don't love it either, right? Like, this is one that I don't know if I ever would have asked for as far as a Ghost of Tsushima Legends anime. Because, like, it's not like playing Ghost of Tsushima Legends. I'm here for the narrative of Legends, right? I'm not here for, like, the world of Legends necessarily. I like Ghost of Tsushima for that, right? I think the Jinsekai and what's going on in that game, as far as those characters, fucking awesome. Legends, I am there for the gameplay, right? I'm there for the co-op of it. If you've missed out on Legends, right, that is the co-op multiplayer portion of Ghost of Tsushima that came out a few months after the game originally came out. And, like, it was really substantial, had a raid, had a bunch of different missions that you could do with friends, was really fun. I think still to this day, very underrated portion of Ghost of Tsushima. It was so good that it skyrocketed Ghost of Tsushima from like just being probably a top 10 like contender for me to like legitimately probably being like, I think in my top 3 that year as far as like my favorite games of 2020. That said, this seems like one of those ones, I'm of two minds of it, right? I think this could be cool because Legends narratively, and this might be a you're wrong / I might have to refresh my memory. Legends, I think, is like a supernatural take on like the stories that happen in Ghost of Tsushima, right? I think the idea of it was like years down the line, this is people telling the stories of the ghost, like of like
they're legends.
Yeah, they're legends now, right? So they're telling them as legends of like
folk tales, like
yeah, right? Because like the idea of Jinsekai was so big and so cool that like, you know, certainly it had to be some kind of supernatural aspect to it or whatever, right? So like I think that is, as anime, has a lot of potential and could be really cool. And honestly, like, kudos to these teams for identifying that as like, oh, we can tell a story here. I think that's really cool and kind of niche for what we're working with here. But yeah, on the other hand, I'm like, this could come and go very easily. Like, this could be something that comes out, not many people watch, and like we just all kind of forget about it. But I got respect for it, right? Like, good for them for identifying this.
Yeah, it seems like they have the right tone, the right team. So I feel like they could pull this off. I feel like so far, like they've been doing a pretty good job of putting these things out. One of the things I wanted to bring up that I don't remember if we actually talked about post Game Awards, but I'm shocked that we didn't get a Twisted Metal Season 2 announcement at Game Awards.
Yeah.
That was like one of my, is a lock predictions. And I remember I had the whole conspiracy theory board trying to link back to Anthony Mackie's Instagram. But yeah, so I wonder when that's going to come. But that did very well for them. So if that could do well, I feel like with this team, like they can cook. They can get something going here.
Especially Ghost of the Yotes this year.
Yeah.
Obviously, we've only had one trailer, so we don't know much about it. I have to assume that Ghost of Tsushima Legends probably wouldn't launch with Yote or Ghost of Yote Legends, whatever they call it. But I could see it launching down the line. Like if this is timed, although it would be weird to announce it this way, but if it is timed with a Yote Legends mode, like maybe there's synergy there, especially if they want to go bigger with it, which I would hope. I would love that.
Totally. The chat's asking about Twisted Metal 2 and Anthony Mackie. He announced that season 2 is happening at the last Game Awards, but we're at the time now where the show's done.
Yeah.
Like production is done. So like we're just waiting for the release date. And like I expected we were going to get like either a clip with the release date or something like that.
Production on season 2 is done?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
I mean, I went through it all on the predictions episode, but don't worry about it. You know what I mean? But no, I imagine that show is coming very, very, very soon. So it's just interesting. We don't know yet. Story number 5, Call of Duty's massive development budgets revealed. It cost $700 million
Jesus.
for Black Ops Cold War.
Jesus.
This comes from Steven Totilo at Game File. The budgets for big video games are among the most closely guarded secrets in the gaming industry. So it's surprising that late last month, an Activision executive spelled out the development costs for 3 of the games in the company's best-selling Call of Duty franchise. In a court filing reviewed by GameFile that has not been previously reported, Patrick Kelly, Activision's current head of creative on the Call of Duty franchise, said that 3 Call of Duty games released between 2015 and 2020 cost between $450 and $700 million to make. The disclosed totals are the highest development cost ever reported by a major video game company and top just about any that have ever leaked or been estimated by analysts. By comparison, a poorly redacted court filing in 2023 from Sony pegged the development cost of the company's marquee 2020 game Last of Us 2 at around $220 million. That number was considered huge when it leaked. Here are the Call of Duty development costs from Kelly's filing, which GameFile has reviewed. Black Ops 3 from 2015. Treyarch developed the game over 3 years with a creative team of hundreds of people and invested over $450 million in development costs over the game's lifecycle. Kelly also discloses it sold 43 million copies. Modern Warfare 2019. Infinity Ward developed the game over several years and has spent over $640 million in development costs throughout the game's lifecycle. 41 million copies sold. Black Ops Cold War 2020. Treyarch and Raven Software took years to create the game with a team of hundreds of creatives. They ultimately spent over $700 million in development costs over the game's life cycle. 30 million copies sold. That is not good. The above breakdowns based on a declaration from Kelly filed to a court in California on December 23rd. As part of Activision's response to a lawsuit filed against the company last May regarding the 2022 school shooting at Robb Elementary in Texas. The suit, which filed in May 2024, partially blames the massacre on Meta's Instagram and Activision's Call of Duty, saying the company's platforms and content influenced a teenager to commit the mass shooting that killed 19 students and 2 adults. The 3 games for which Kelly cites budgets are among those that the survivors say the school shooter avidly played. Kelly's declaration addresses some details in the lawsuit, but isn't explicitly a response. It functions as an explanation of what Call of Duty is and how it operates so that Activision's lawyers can reference it. Last May, Activision expressed sympathy for the survivors, but denied any connection between gaming and gun violence. GameFile will have more on the state of that lawsuit in an upcoming article. Kelly's budget figures for Call of Duty are extraordinary, but they should be considered with some perspective and some caveats, given how numbers like this tend to make it into public view.
This is all just very fascinating. Like I don't even know where to start as far as like commenting on it, but yeah, like I think the thing with when you look at these numbers is like, what does that include? Does that include marketing costs? Because we know marketing costs are
I imagine
huge,
it does, yeah.
Right. But even with that, right, like you look at those numbers and you go, God damn, like that's $700 million for one game is insane. And like it'd be really fascinating to just see the breakdown of that. Like, where did these costs come from, right? Like, is marketing included? And even with marketing included, right? Like, how did that 30 million copies sold, like, shake the company, right? Like, what was the response to that? Did that actually work in the way that you wanted to? Like, was it just the pandemic? Like, how did we end up in this place where, like, you have the $700 million, you have 30 million copies
Danny Biggie
sold.
says it does not include marketing costs.
God damn. And I'm just utterly like that fucking blows me away if that's the case then.
Yeah. And I mean, we got to take it into the modern times. So what's that mean for Call of Duty Modern Warfare 4 that just came out? Is that the one that just came out? Modern Warfare 4?
No, I don't know. Wait, what was the? I don't
Black
even,
Ops.
Black Ops 6. Yes. I was like, I don't think that's close.
I just remember the logo just being something was weird about it, and it was the 6 thing. It was no games ever had 6 in the title.
Yes.
But I just remember back when they had the 4, and it was like the 4 lines instead of the IV.
Oh,
It's like, what the fuck are we doing here?
Yeah.
In my head about stupid decisions. But thinking about what would that game have cost?
I mean, a lot of money,
right?
Because
I mean, you got to imagine somewhere between conservatively $400 and $700 million, and then now there's the Game Pass of it all. So you're not even necessarily getting all the sales. Have we gotten sales yet on Call of Duty?
Oh, I don't know. I don't think
we should look into this. I want to know because we need to know.
I just keep looking at 700 million and I try to keep because that was 5 years ago now for Black Ops Cold War. I'm trying to remember what went wrong because there must have been a story there. Was that the one without a campaign? I think the chat which one didn't have a campaign? What went wrong? There must have been stories about something. There must have been a delay. There must have been something that we're forgetting with Black Ops Cold War.
Because that number is. I mean, it's wild because
that was Black Ops 4. Damn.
Modern Warfare 2019, 640 million. It is that much less, but it's not that much less than the 700 million of Black Ops Cold War.
God damn.
But 41 million sold versus 30 million sold. Yikes.
I mean,
it's crazy. Again, yesterday we were
crazy.
talking a lot about Grand Theft Auto and the $3 billion that it's potentially going to make in a year. I saw someone in the chat, and I don't know if this is confirmed, but Grand Theft Auto 5 saying that it cost $150 million to make Grand Theft Auto 5. Different time, whatever. But obviously, is it that different of a time with 2015, 2 years after GTA 5 came out? Black Ops 3 cost $450 million, 3 times as much as Grand Theft Auto 5.
There's got to be money laundering.
That's
I don't want to
weird,
throw wild terms around. There's got to be something crazy happening with how this money is getting thrown around because this doesn't make sense. There must be again, when you look at where these numbers are coming from, right? I mean, these numbers are coming from Kelly, right? And
Corey Cudney says he just reread the article. It doesn't actually say anything about whether or not it includes marketing.
Okay, that's what I thought. So I thought whoever mentioned it before knew something that we didn't. There must be this has to include marketing. This absolutely has to include marketing. But then also, the way that the numbers are being reported, right? This is from Kelly, who's doing it in favor of, hey, there's a lawsuit going on. We want to give context to it. I wonder if there's I wonder if they're inflating those numbers for reasons to work in their benefit for the lawsuit. That's the way I have to rationalize this, right? Of oh man, maybe the more we show that Call of Duty is just a big machine, the less that you can look at it for the reason for the specific scenario of a shooting, which we haven't even talked about that. That's wild that this is how this comes out. And I'm sure we've talked about this before as far as how wild the world is, right? Seeing current events, shootings getting pointed back to video games as far as this being the cause, and how some things never change as far as what the conversation is in the news and about video games and all that. I digress. I wonder if there's artificial inflating of these numbers for some reason regarding this lawsuit.
Yeah.
But this is all speculation, right? Obviously, I don't know.
I mean, whatever. Either way, even if there is some, I don't know if it'd be artificial, but if there's any way you can rationalize putting this number in a legal document like this, it's there's some reality to it.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Woo.
Video games, man.
Video games. Story number 6. Black PlayStation Portal, DualSense Edge, and Pulse accessories are announced. Hell yeah. This comes from Tom Ivan at VGC. Sony's announced a new Midnight Black line launching next month. It includes the Portal, DualSense Edge, Pulse Elite wireless headphones, and Pulse Explorer wireless earbuds. It'll be released on February 20th, 2025, with pre-order starting January 16th at 10 a.m. Eastern.
What does this do for you?
Work of art. I mean, I have my look. So I feel like they personally nailed it for me with just the white and black normal DualSense, but I'm so happy this exists because it looks very nice.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of the Pulse Explorer earbuds, aside from the fact that they disconnect constantly. Kevin just dying. Kevin's experienced it. Have you tried the Pulse Explorers, Kevin?
No, I haven't, but it's just the funniest thing you could say. I'm they're great, other than they just don't work a lot of the time.
They really don't.
But Kevin, isn't that just everything we love? Like Hue, it's great, except when it doesn't work. Google Home, it's great, except when it
And
doesn't
like
work.
Simple Pride in chat is like, bless, that's a major flaw. Yes, it is. And I hope they fix it because I love these things. But every now and then I just like miss out on a second of podcast. And I'm like, all right, cool. Or I try using PlayStation Link, and all of a sudden my PlayStation is like, oh, it's disconnected. And I'm like, why? Like, why is it? And I'd go back and I unplug the USB, replug it, wait for 5 seconds. All right, cool, it works again.
Yeah.
Why does it have a USB?
For
Why-
PlayLink.
PlayLink.
But like, why?
Gives you higher quality.
and you
is it
can-
really higher quality?
Yeah,
you can-
and it's lower latency and stuff. Like there's some really, really good features for it when it works.
When it works.
When
it
I
works.
love it because I can Bluetooth to my phone and also PlayLink to my PlayStation. So I'm listening to music or podcasts.
Most
while I'm-
Bluetooth headphones can do that. It'd be really cool if they just let
It's
me.
so, it's infuriating. Infuriating, Bless, that
Yeah.
the Portal can't just have Bluetooth.
It's crazy.
I
It's
hate
nuts.
it. I hate it.
It should be both options. Give me both fucking options, you heathens.
I love the black though.
But it's so sexy.
It is.
Oh
Sexy.
my god, it's sexy. The DualSense normal Midnight Black that I think Greg has on his desk. I look at it all the time. I'm like, damn, that thing is nice. And now offering an Edge, I feel like that's just perfect. Like this is how I like a Sony that is willing to just like put out these collections and just be like, hey, we know you wanted in all the accessories, and I continue to think it's an important thing to bring up. The Portal being focused on this much.
Yeah.
They are releasing it in a new colorway. That shows this thing is selling, not just in white, not just in PlayStation 40th Anniversary Edition, 30th Anniversary Edition, 30th Anniversary
30th,
Edition.
30th.
But also, here's black. Like, that's good news for the success of the Portal.
Should this have been the default color though?
No,
You still rocking with the white?
till the day I die.
All right, I respect.
hate
I
the
respect
white-
it.
Yeah, man.
White and black. Right? It's two colors. It's not just one.
Yeah.
It's
It's
too
Yeah,
much.
but it's like
baby.
mostly. It's like 75% white.
But the edge is like more mixed.
Yeah, the edge is has more black in it.
The
beautiful
console
stuff.
itself also has a fair amount of black on
Oh,
it.
yeah.
I guess so.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Story
It's
number
just-
7.
Like, this is so cool. This looks
This
like
is so good.
PlayStation 2.
Yeah, man.
Everything should look like a PlayStation 2.
New Virtua Fighter project gets a pre-development concept video. You see this shit, Bless?
Yes, I had to make sure.
What?
I had put this in the main story because I was like, I have to make sure you see this.
Yes, this comes from Sal Romano Gematsu. Publisher Sega and developer Ryu Ga Gotoku Studio have released a 35-second pre-development concept video of its new Virtua Fighter project announced at Game Awards 2024. The video is noted as in-engine footage created before development began and not actual gameplay. Actual gameplay and characters may differ from what's shown.
Yeah.
And by that I mean, yeah, of course.
Like it's not gonna,
because
this is not gameplay, but
this-
this looks sick as fuck.
look at how fluid the animations are of this fight.
Yes.
No way.
But like I think you think that's like the main thing they want to show off here is like the fluidity of it. Obviously, it's not going to look choreographed the way that this looks choreographed. But when you play Virtua Fighter and when you watch Virtua Fighter footage for like previous games that have already come out, like compared to other fighting games, even compared to Tekken, like there is a fluidity to movement that is meant to depict a bit more, I think,
Martial artsy.
like realism, like a groundedness to it. And I do like that angle of showing that off as the vision, right? Hey, we want to make something that like almost feels like there is like a bit more gravity to it and like a bit more flowiness to it. So yeah, watching this and like seeing that this is in engine, I'm like, let's fucking go. Like this looks really cool. Even though I know this isn't what the game is going to look like necessarily.
I know you're a big fighting game guy.
Yeah,
Virtua Fighter, you ever play it?
a little bit. Only a little bit. I've wanted to play more, which is why I'm excited for the next one. And I'm excited for 5 Revo is coming out later this month, which is like the revamped version of Virtua Fighter 5. So I'm hoping to get into that.
Very cool. Very cool. Man, if a fighting game ever looks this good, that's gonna be big news.
Huge.
Big stuff. But if I wanted to know something much smaller than that, where would I look?
You'd go to our last story, the Wii News channel, where we cover all the small news items you need to know about. You play as Clive yet in Tekken? You tried that?
No,
out?
not yet.
Oh.
I need to though.
You got to.
I should
It's
probably
so
do that
good.
tonight. That's a good idea. Wii news for you. From IGN, Sony has revealed its movie adaptation of beloved PlayStation horror game Until Dawn will feature a new story and cast of characters separate from the original games. I feel like that's probably the right move.
Yeah. New story. I
Yeah.
think the new story part is where I'm like, all right, we'll see. But if the premise is close enough, then sure.
That's my thing. I wonder if it's going to be like in the universe of, or if it's just going to be, hey, here's just like a separate alternate take, and so it can take parts of the story and like vibes of it.
Yeah,
I feel
believe-
like that's probably the best move.
I believe in the actual article they say like they're expanding the universe, and so I think it is going to take place within the actual universe. But
Interesting.
I hope that like they got to be going to a secluded cabin or like a secluded thing in a forest somewhere, right?
Yeah.
Like that has to be.
That
what
has
this
to
is.
happen. New Game Pass games for January have been announced on Game Pass Standard. You get Lightyear Frontier, My Time at Sandrock, Robin Hood, Sherwood Builders, and Rolling Hills.
Listen,
Those are 4 sets of words.
you're not looking forward to Game of the Year, Robin Hood, Sherwood Builders?
I thought surely you were going to say My Time at Sandrock.
Well, no joke. I think My Time at Sandrock is pretty popular. Like,
I mean, I'm sure these are good.
I'm pretty sure My Time at Sandrock is like one of those like what's the farming game that people love for Super Nintendo? Harvest Moon.
Harvest Moon,
I think
yeah.
My Time at Sandrock is like a Harvest Moon style game that people fuck with a lot.
Cool. For Game Pass Ultimate, you get UFC 5 and Diablo on PC on January 14th. From Eurogamer, Suicide Squad killed the Justice League developer Rocksteady has quietly suffered another round of layoffs, this time just before the end of 2024.
Hate to see it.
From Bloomberg via Noble, we got former Annapurna Interactive staff who resigned last year are taking over Private Division's portfolio, including Tales of a Shire, the upcoming Game Freak game Project Bloom, and Kerbal Space Program series. From Eurogamer via Noble, Citizen Sleeper creator Damian Martin has said that Citizen Sleeper 2 will be the last game in the series. He'll be focusing on a Citizen Sleeper tabletop game after Citizen Sleeper 2's launch later this month. And then from NVIDIA, we'll talk more about this tomorrow on the GAMESCAST. I'm very excited. Gamers will soon be able to play titles from their Steam library at GeForce RTX quality with the launch of a native GeForce Now app on the Steam Deck. Bless.
Yeah.
We're talking 4K 60 HDR with RTX.
You said a lot of words. You said a lot of words. And the crazy thing is in 2025, I understand all of them.
Let's fucking go.
Let's fucking go,
man. Oh, it's going to look so good on that OLED.
Could you imagine saying those words you just said to a Victorian child in like the year 1200?
Oh my God.
What was the Victorian era?
Yeah, very clear you don't know.
I don't know.
Very clear.
I just said a year.
That's it. Victorian? I have no idea, dude. Well, Victorian, that must be like 1800s.
I really, like, I said Victorian, and I was like, now I have to throw a dart.
Kevin, is that 1800s?
That's closer. Give me a second, because like Victorian era is when Queen Victoria was alive.
That makes a lot of sense.
So 1837, 1901.
18. Okay.
Okay. Is that what you said?
That's exactly what I was thinking.
okay.
Yeah. End of the 1800s. Okay. Cool.
But like, still imagine saying those words to like somebody in 1200. You know,
It's 1200.
they spoke English back then, right?
Oh my God, everybody. Let's look at some super chats. CJ Splitson says, Tim, when do you think Resident Evil 9 will be revealed this year?
700 years off.
That's a great question.
That's only 7 generations.
I don't know. I think it'll be during a state of play or like a PlayStation showcase of some sort, whether it's a showcase or a state of play. That's where I think Resident Evil 9 will be revealed.
Yeah, I mean, that sounds right. Based on track record, yeah, I agree.
Garrett says, Tim, love the new look. Looking forward to any NASCAR races or future Joe Rogan episodes. Glad to see everyone doing well after the weekend. Much love to everyone at Kind of Funny. God, it's hard to read right now. Honestly, Bless,
Because of the mustache.
I just laughed so hard at that I looked up and I looked into the light. Now I have that like staring into the sun thing, so it's hard.
You're
to
seeing
read.
I'm just watching chat. Just go in on me. Somebody was like, "Bless, that's the Middle Ages." But like, you know, Jesus was alive in like 0 AD. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He died in 0 AD also.
And what's the middle between 0
Is that
and 2000?
is that why we call it the Middle Ages? Wow.
I wouldn't have known either. I wouldn't have known, dude.
Listen, the Earth has been around for 3 billion years. I thought there would have been like, I don't know,
4.6
billion?
Yeah.
Huh?
You're gonna get one right. Keep throwing numbers out. We'll get it. We'll get it.
I'm with you, bud.
give me the historical event. I'll nail.
Somebody in chat just said, "Nope, Jesus died at 33 AD."
Wait, no, because it's after the death of
his
Christ.
death.
Though. That's a bad naming. That's not on me.
Yeah.
Because AD
Figure out
stands
your
for after the
branding there.
death.
I don't like that at all. We got A Brown Spot says, day one of asking for Creatures Commandos in review. The DCU has started. Why won't Tim respect it? I'm going to be completely honest with you.
Mm-hmm.
And this happened on content to some extent. I wanted to do that. And Greg said no. So I was like, are you sure? He's like, no. It starts with Superman. I know it starts with this, but it starts with Superman. I'm like, okay. And so I made a bunch of plans that did not include it. And now we have a full fucking calendar because somebody's like, oh, we got to do Alien in review, which I think starts next week and I'm very excited about. But anyway, I just want to let you know this isn't on me. This isn't on me.
Did you know that AD stands for Anno Domino? Anno Domino.
Wait, really?
Okay, I'm glad somebody's with me. Anno Domini?
Just so you know, no one in chat knew that. They all Googled it.
Everybody in
when
chat
you-
apparently
yeah.
did.
It's
Everybody in
the
chat.
estimated birth of Christ? We know.
I'm glad.
It's
I'm glad
crazy
you're here
that-
with me, so I don't feel like an insane like, obviously, I'm insane. Like,
Well,
don't
I'm
get me
a
wrong.
fucking idiot,
Yeah, I'm
so-
also when it comes to history, especially, I don't think I did well in any history class. I sucked at that shit. But I'm glad I have somebody else with me that's as insane as I am.
Yeah. You asked me what planet Gamora was sacrificed on, and I got you.
Oh, come on, man.
Let's see. We got Street Shadow says Sony's going all in on Horizon because it sells really well. Back in April 2023, it had sold near 25 million, and Forbidden West sold 8 million. Oh yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Huge.
1000%.
selling thing. And also, yeah, there's just so much there. Like the Lego sets, like they made Lego sets out of this, and it sells. Like it's not the highest selling thing ever, but it's like they've got
Dude,
something with Horizon.
I feel bad sometimes for like Gorilla when it comes to the Horizon IP because like I think they had something that's like, oh, the stories, like the premise is cool, story's cool, visually really appealing, gameplay fun, right? And like for some reason, people just hate on it, and I don't know. It almost reminds me of like J. Cole, where like you know, like a rapper.
We
that's,
need to picture Aloy and J. Cole together.
Aloy is kind of like the J. Cole of video games, where for some reason, like you do everything right, people just hate on you. Like in the mid 2010s, people just turned on J. Cole, and it's like, why?
Holy fuck.
They're doing everything they can, man.
That was brilliant.
Thank you.
We have Mara writing in saying the director of Ghost of Tsushima anime did the black and white Star Wars Visions episode. Okay.
Oh, that's
was good.
exciting.
So that's very exciting here. New Mateo says the good rule of thumb for the real cost of a game is you take the development cost and double it for marketing. So 7 million would be 1.5 billion. Danger Daddy D says missed most of the 12-hour stream due to work. Just want to say congrats on 10 years and love you all. You genuinely make my days better. Here's to 10 more. Thank you.
Thank you
So much. Prof Plays Game says who the fuck is J. Cole?
I can't
Load up
help- I can't help you.
Spotify. Just look for J. Cole, and honestly, just listen.
Yeah, just listen.
Just listen, man.
2014 Forest Hills Drive would be the album I point you to.
Chocolate Fox 9 says, first off, congrats on 10 years. Glad y'all are back. Y'all are a huge part of my drives to and from work, plus my gaming grind. So thank you for the daily GAMESCAST and all you do. Thank you for listening to us. We really, really appreciate it. I'm loving all the love over the last couple days. It's
So,
how
a lot of
nice has it
positivity.
been, right? Like,
Oh,
just
yeah.
such a nice swell. Like, I was talking to Gia last night, and she's like, how are you doing? I'm like, dude, I'm on cloud fucking 9. Things
Oh,
are
yeah.
just good right now.
I love that.
Aaron Lime says reactions to Chris Dring doing a Q&A on install base and saying Game Pass cuts into game sales by about 80% on average. Very interested to look into that because I am not surprised. And these are numbers that we should know.
80%. Yeah.
I want to look into that. Holy shit. Here we go. This isn't a super chat, but I have to ask
Okay.
because I don't fucking know.
Mhm.
Helladrove says, someone asked Blessing what AM and PM stands for.
Morning. Morning. That's PM. I don't know.
Nobody fucking knows. No one, Kevin, you don't know that.
I know that that Meridian is in there. It's like before Meridian. and
Prime
after.
Meridian?
I thought so.
Is that what Prime
Oh.
Meridian is?
I think I did know
so
that.
so Googling it, it says before midday, after midday, but like in Latin.
We're so fucked, man.
Post
Not
morning.
because we don't know this shit, but because people were stupid when they came up with it. God.
How do they even?
One person in the chat said post Meridian, anti Meridian. Now a bunch of people are saying it. Now a bunch of people are saying random shit. So they're all over the place. They don't know either. What's very clear.
It is very goddamn.
Because like, when did they come up with AM PM, Kevin?
That I can't tell you.
Because like, how did they have the word meridian back then? You know what I mean? Like,
dude, it's way too cool.
yeah, they
Well,
were there
it's-
banging
that's-
sticks and rocks together, and they're like, "Oh, meridian." It's like, come on.
That was the name of the first line, right? They were like, oh, what if it was split up by one line? And they're like, let's call that one the Meridian, and all the other ones, or the Prime Meridian. How cool is that? I guess
Prime
they're all-
Meridian. I'm surprised it's
all
like not a
Meridians.
developer, a game developer.
The Call of Duty Says Black Ops Cold War was developed during COVID and had a studio shakeup. It was initially being developed by Sledgehammer, but they got booted off of it, and Treyarch had to come in and help Raven late into development. That stuff could have inflated the budget.
That sound. Now that you say that, that does ring a bit of a bell.
Yeah. And then Kebab says on Tsushima Legends, Blessing's correct, except for it being told years later. You can find the storyteller throughout the single-player game. Iki Island also has a side quest you complete by having Jin hear the end of the storyteller's tale, i.e. finish Legend's own story mode. This was patched later, so you didn't have to play that.
That's cool.
Interesting.
Yeah, actually, now that they say that, I do remember in the single-player mode running into people that would like, I think they would either initiate Legends or like, there was a connection of Legends in single-player.
That's cool. Very cool.
I think it had separate legends, and you would do them.
I don't even remember.
Because like I think there were like 4 people you had to fight in the game by talking to people. It doesn't matter. Great game.
Great game.
So much fun.
Sequels coming out this year.
PM is post
Meridian,
but like it's just barely that because it's in Latin, so it's not really post Meridian. It's pronounced slightly different.
Hold on. We got a couple more super chats I want to get to real quick. Luke Agi says, Bless, you're talking about the Mongolian Empire in the 1200s. I have a one-to-one experience that proves you can charm someone by telling them all about the Mongolian Empire midterm you just aced.
Interesting.
He knows the stuff.
Yeah.
And then we had...
Were you talking about the Mongolian Empire?
I just when I mentioned 1200.
I mean, yeah.
Tell somebody in the Mongolian Empire about RTX 4K.
Yep.
NVIDIA GeForce.
And then DJ Kento writes in and saying, speaking of AI podcasts, did anyone at Kind of Funny listen to their Spotify Wrapped AI podcast? That was terrifying. The pauses, the breaths, ums and ahs to pause. Terrifyingly real. I didn't. I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh, in the Spotify Wrap, yeah, they would create an AI podcast for you wrapping up, like telling you about your wrapped up year.
But like, was it us?
No, it's 2 people, like generic voices, having a conversation about us. About
your
whatever
music.
podcast. I imagine for them it was about us, right?
Yeah, that's what they're saying. It's like for the podcast wrap.
Just being like,
oh yeah, I didn't realize they talked about the podcast.
That's weird.
That was the main crux of the statement.
I wasn't listening.
Everybody, that's been Kind of Funny Games Daily. Thanks for hanging out with us. We're about to do an amazing GAMESCAST with Roger predicting things and us judging him. It's going to be so much fun.
This is why I filled history, Kevin.
Until next time, it's been our pleasure to serve you.